In this video, I'm going to give you a quick tour of our new green screen studio that I have assembled. I have worked on it quite a bit, and I'm going to show you all of the gear that we have here and also some really great tips for setting up your green screen studio, because I have spent quite a bit of time over here over the last couple of days to make sure that everything is set up properly. So hopefully I can give you some valuable tips, and you will find links to most of the items that you will find here in the description. So feel free to check them out if you want to just copy my setup. We created it with automatic video creation in mind, and it is far from perfect. As you can see, it's not a professional studio, but we have made great strides here to set everything up properly. So let me just walk you through the gear that we have, and then I will give you some extra tips on how to set up your green screen studio. Okay, so first, we have these two cameras here. These are Fujifilm X S10 cameras with these Ulanzi handles that are coming in really handy if you just want to quickly remove the camera. Then we have these two tripods over here that are pretty stable. So the first tip here would be to basically keep the cameras at the same distance if you want to do this kind of two-angle setup. So this is really important, okay? Then the next thing is that the cameras need to be at the same height as well. So then when you are just switching from one angle to the other, it's not going to be jarring. It's going to be a smooth transition. Okay, so the same distance from the subject and the same height, more or less. Okay, and we just have these really stable tripods. Then for these Fujifilm X S10 cameras, we are using this kind of constant power adapters from Go9. So this is really helpful because usually these cameras right here really go through batteries like crazy. So that's why you really need some kind of constant power source just to power them up, so you don't have to worry about battery power at all. And they have these really cool LCD screens that are just flippable, so you can set them up at the right angle. Basically, you can just move them around, but this kind of angle seems to be working the best. Okay, so what's next? So then we have this teleprompter here from Desview. If I remember correctly, here you have basically this whole setup. Teleprompter Desview T12. Okay, so here you have prices basically in dollars. But I will just include all of this gear in the description, if that's possible. So the teleprompter is extremely useful because you can just place your tablet or phone here, and then it's really useful if you want to just quickly start shooting some video with a ready script. Because as soon as you just sit someone down in front of a camera and you don't have a script, they will tend to just freeze. So I think that teleprompter here is extremely useful. And for the cameras here, we have this kind of lens. So that's Fujinon 33mm 1.4 lens. This is really great for just video recording. And in both of these cameras, we have two 256 GB SD cards. So then, basically, after the shoot is done, we just take out these cards from over here, and over here there is this kind of recording station, and we have basically these Lexar card readers. So we can just plug these cards into these readers and just drop all of the footage really fast onto the computer at around 300 megabytes per second speed. Okay, now about lights. So we have these 4 Quadralite lights over here. So this is our key light. So you can see that I have even set these markers here so that anybody can just come in here and start recording. Okay, so this is at higher intensity. These lights are pretty cool. I think they have around 400 and something, 400 maybe and 50 little LED lights. Then this second one over here is our fill light. So it has a lower intensity. And then on the back, we have the same lights, but set to even lower intensity, and they act as rim lights, so that when somebody sits here, they have this nice kind of glow on their head, and there is a nice separation of the subject from the green background, okay? And finally, we have these Nanlite FS150 on both sides with these really cool barn doors. So the diameter here is 18 centimeters. I think you have to just buy them separately, but it's really useful. So that's a Nanlite FS150, and you can see here you have the light intensity. So this is only 15%. This thing is actually really bright if you just ramp it up to a higher brightness level, but we don't really need it. But you can see that the barn doors are set up in a way so that the light from these, basically from these Nanlites, is not going to spill over onto the subject. It's just used so that it is lighting up the green screen. And only these Quadralites here are used for lightening up the subject. So this is a really great setup, and you have to keep some distance between the green screen and the subject, because otherwise there will be too much shadow on the green screen. So you want the green screen surface to be as even as possible. But I have found that in Final Cut Pro, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can still just basically fix it in post. And then we have these sponges on the walls, and this little carpet over here, basically to just mute some sound and allow for better sound. Okay, and then let's just move on to the basically sound section. Okay, so we have this Focusrite 4th generation audio interface over here, which is really helpful because it allows for direct monitoring. So I can hear on these headphones over here exactly basically what's is being recorded on that microphone over there. And I can just set the gain. I can create basically phantom power for that microphone. So I don't need to use any batteries for that microphone. And that's a Sennheiser MKE 600, by the way. It's a really great kind of shotgun mic. Okay, so that's the setup over here. And then, as you can see, this thing is plugged with an XLR cable, and that XLR cable is going all the way to the microphone over here. So then we have like the right microphone placement above the subject, but at the same time, it's out of the frame. And then on the computer here, we have this Focusrite Control 2 software. So you can basically monitor the audio here. So you want basically the audio to be at around like -6 and -3 decibels for the best results. Basically, you don't want it to hit the red line, so then you can basically avoid clipping. So with these knobs over here on the Focusrite, you can just adjust the gain so that you have the right audio level here. And then for the recording itself, we are using the good old Audacity software. So if we just go to Edit here and Preferences, you can see that we have the Focusrite selected as a playback device because these headphones over here are plugged in. So then we have this real-time audio monitoring. And for the recording device, we also have Focusrite, and you can set the audio quality really high here. So 96 kilohertz and 32-bit float. So this allows for a really high quality of audio, and it will not be recorded in MP3, but rather in the WAV, which is much higher quality. So then you just basically hit record, and you can already start recording the audio, and basically just start the recording over here, start the recording on both cameras, then drop everything into a single folder on the computer and sync up the audio, and you can achieve some really spectacular results with this kind of setup, which is not really expensive. If you see at the total here, we have around $6,000 for the whole setup, excluding the computer. But the computer is not really something out of this world. It's just a good kind of computer for some basic recording and maybe video editing. So that's that. That's the studio setup over here. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'm going to see you in the next video right here.